Imagine this. It's nighttime. You are lying in bed, lights off, everything is silent. But your mind is far from silent. You close your eyes, and suddenly, another world begins to appear. Sometimes you see yourself living a perfect life. Sometimes you replay conversations that never actually happened. And sometimes you create entire future scenarios where everything is under your control. If you do this, the first question that comes up is this normal? Or is it a sign of a mental problem? According to psychology, this is called mental imagery or fantasy-based thinking. The human brain has a natural ability to create scenes beyond reality. This is not just imagination, it is a powerful mental mechanism that helps in emotional processing, planning, and stress release. Doctors explain that when you create such scenes before sleep, your brain is actually processing emotions from the day. Your subconscious organizes thoughts that you ignore during conscious hours. That's why many people experience overthinking or imagination at night. Research shows that almost every human being experiences this kind of fake scenery at some point in their life. However, for some people, it becomes more intense. They get so deeply involved in their imagination that they start feeling more comfort in that imaginary world than in real life. Now the important question is this normal or not? Psychology divides this into two categories. The first category is normal imaginative thinking. In this, you occasionally create scenarios. You think about your future or mentally rehearse situations. This is completely normal. In fact, it can be a sign of creativity and intelligence. Such individuals are often more creative, better at problem solving, and more aware of their emotions. The second category is called maladaptive daydreaming. This is a more serious concept. In this condition, a person becomes so deeply absorbed in imagination that they begin to disconnect from real-life activities. They may spend hours in imaginary worlds and sometimes ignore real responsibilities. Doctors say that if you only imagine scenes for a short time before sleeping and then fall asleep normally, this is completely healthy. It helps relax the mind and improve sleep quality. However, if someone prefers living in imagination most of the time, avoids real interactions, or feels unable to control their thoughts, it may indicate that they need to understand their mental patterns better. An interesting fact is that people who create fake scenery at night often have a more active default mode network in the brain. This is the system responsible for internal thinking when the brain is at rest. It means such individuals are naturally introspective and deeply connected with their inner world. These people are often deep thinkers. They don't just see things at the surface level. They try to understand the meaning behind them. That's why their mind remains active even at night. However, there is another side to this emotional escape. Sometimes a person becomes tired of real-life stress, expectations, or loneliness push them to create a world where everything feels perfect. A world where there is no rejection, no pressure, and everything happens according to their wish. Psychologists say this can be a coping mechanism. In simple words, the brain is trying to protect you by giving you a safe mental space where you temporarily feel relief. But if this coping mechanism starts replacing reality, it can become unhealthy. Another important fact is that these imaginary scenarios are not random. They are often connected to real desires, fears, or unresolved emotions. If you observe your imagination carefully, you can actually understand hidden thoughts about yourself. For example, if you constantly imagine success, it may indicate strong ambition. If you imagine conversations where you express yourself clearly, it may mean you struggle with self-expression in real life. In this way, imagination is not just fake scenery. It is a reflection of your inner world. Doctors also say that imagination before sleep can be used positively. This is called guided imagery. In this method, you consciously imagine calm and peaceful scenes like nature, safe places, or achieving your goals. This reduces anxiety and improves sleep quality. The problem begins when this process becomes uncontrolled and you are unable to stop your thoughts. This is often called racing thoughts. If your mind becomes too active at night, it does not necessarily mean you have a mental illness. In most cases, it is simply due to stress, overthinking, or emotional overload. Another scientific reason is that at night external distractions decrease. During the day, your focus is outward, and at night, your focus turns inward. That's why imagination feels much stronger. People with such active imagination are often highly creative. Many writers, artists, and creators use this ability to generate ideas and turn them into real work. But balance is very important. If imagination improves your mood, relaxes you, or motivates you, then it is a gift. However, if it starts pulling you away from reality, affecting your productivity, or isolating you emotionally, then it needs to be controlled. Control does not mean eliminating imagination. It means deciding when and how long you engage in it. Psychologists recommend grounding techniques if overthinking or imagination disturb sleep. For example, focusing on breathing or becoming aware of your surroundings. A simple technique is to slowly observe your environment or count your breathing. This helps calm the brain. In the end, the most important thing is this: imagining fake scenery at night is not something strange or dangerous. It is a natural function of the human brain. It is normal as long as it does not take control of your life. Your mind is not just creating stories. It is trying to understand you. It is processing your emotions and sometimes showing you the world you desire. So the next time you close your eyes at night and your mind creates a new world, just pause for a second and ask yourself, am I the writer of this story or just a character in it? Because sometimes the world we create in our mind at night reveals who we truly are and what we truly want to become.